Well, good morning. It's good to see you again. This morning we are out in rural, northern Kentucky, Boone County, along a country road here, taking an image back up the road, trees and everything. Unfortunately, there's cars that are coming by, but it's kind of what you get when you get out early in the morning. And what I thought I'd do this morning is come out and try to take a couple images here along this road. Maybe go to another location, do the same thing. Just kind of see if I can come up with something. It's still early in October. There really isn't any color per se. Unfortunately, with my schedule the way it is, it's going to be really hard to time it out with color. So I'm focusing a little less on worrying about color and just more about just getting out, and trying to enjoy the morning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera around here, and we will take a couple images and kind of show you what we're doing. So thanks for coming along. Alright, so what we're doing here, as you can see, we're using the road as a leading line leading down into the scene here as we're going down this hill. Alright, if you can see here, the road going this way. You can see there's trees that kind of come over from here, and you got the field out here. I'm focusing, my focus point is somewhere out here. Again, I'm shooting at f11 normally, but today I've stopped it down to f8. Alright, if you can look, it's kind of hard to see, but we're actually starting to get a little bit of pink in the clouds over here as the sun's coming up, which is fantastic. I wasn't sure we were going to get that because it's kind of cloudy this morning, so we're going to see if we can capture that here over the next couple seconds. But that's the kind of image we're trying to take. Alright, so we've changed our composition just a little bit, and I don't know what you can see here. We are using a 15 to 35 f2.8, but you can see there's some pink here in the clouds. There's actually some horses over here as well. Alright, so move down a little bit. Still focusing out here, but you can see we're using the road as a leading line going off that way, and the trees hanging over the road. And then to the right, we've got the color. I moved things a little bit to try to get the telephone pole out of it, and I still got the lines in there, but not really a lot I can do at this point. Plus, I also have this, fire hydrant over here, which I'll work, see if I can maybe take that out in post-processing. But again, sometimes you come out, you never know what you're going to get. I thought it was probably going to be too cloudy to get any color, but it's nice to see a little bit here in the sky. Alright, so I've moved a little bit here again, changed my composition, taken the road and the trees out of it. Alright, and now I've picked up just the fence here. Alright, and then of course you can see the color here in the sky, and then looking across the the fields. There are a couple horses. Again, I don't know if you can see them, but they're out here trying to pick these up. But God, what a beautiful morning. Beautiful, beautiful sunrise. Alright, so the color is starting to fade out of the sky, so we're gonna relocate here to another location and see if we can grab another image this morning, and see if we can find another spot here in northern Kentucky that might be worth taking an image of today. So hold on and we'll move. Now what I will do is any images I've captured here at this spot that I think are worth looking at, I'll throw them in right here. Alright, so we moved to a different location, probably about 6 miles, from the last place we were. This is a country road near the small town of Verona. Found this place, or ran across this. My wife and I came out here to visit a winery and just happened to notice this looked like it might be a nice spot, especially if colors were turning. Now here it looks like things are turned a little bit, but it's still incredibly green. It could be better. But good morning, still to get out, so to get some images. So turn the camera around, take a couple images here, and you'll see, again, we're along the road, so there's a lot of cars going by. Over here behind me is a campground, so it's a interesting little busy place for being out basically in the middle of nowhere. So we'll turn the camera around, show you what we're taking an image of here, kind of talk about what we're shooting and what we're doing. All right, so as you can see here, we're using the road again as the leading line as it leads through the scene. The road kind of turns through this area. All right, if you're looking, you can kind of see here where the light's starting to come through, although the sun is behind me. All right, the light is starting to come through as it gets a little bit higher in the sky, and hopefully it'll work its way towards us. Not sure it will, but that's kind of what's happening. You can kind of see it right here as we speak. It's coming down through. But again, if there was a lot of color here, I think this would be really spectacular. There's just not this morning. And again, we're using the 15 to 35, f2.8, shooting at f11 for the most part. But about, as the light changes, my shutter speed will change. You're going to see anything from a half a second up to about 1/5 of a second. All right, still shooting at f11 ISO 100. Pretty common. Again, you can see there's a lot of traffic here, but this is a spectacular image, spectacular type of place to shoot. And just you look for these kind of things, and when you find them, you got to get out and take a couple images. So now what I'm going to do is, if anything I take here turns out, I'll put it in right here. Alright, so before I end this video, I thought what I'd do here is talk a little bit about something that's been on my mind here for a while. I've been shooting the Canon RF system for 3 years, going on definitely 3, working on almost, well, before this summer. Right now, prior to that, I was shooting micro four thirds. I was shooting Olympus. For the most part, I had a couple Panasonic / Leica lenses, but for the most part, I was shooting Olympus. I did that for 7 years, I think, 7, 8 years. I shot that, and then prior to that I shot Nikon, and I've been kind of getting the bug, is it time to switch systems or time to change things out? So I've really been bothered by it. So I'd like to know what other people think. Should I stick here with the Canon system, which, by the way, the Canon system is fine. It does everything that I need. Just kind of, you get the bug, you want to try something different, so you wonder if you should do it. I've looked at the Fuji medium format, the GFX system. I've even looked at going back to micro four thirds. I've even looked at Fuji and its APS-C setup. I don't know. Full frame seems to be kind of the sweet spot, kind of where I seem to like things. I don't really know if I want to go back to Nikon. I've done that, been there. There's things about Nikon I like, things I don't. Things about Canon I like, I don't. Things about Olympus, which today is called OM Systems, that I like, and the things I didn't like about them either. So, not really sure. But one, I'm curious. Is this something that you struggle with? All right. You ever think about it? And what do you do about it? All right, leave some comments down below. It'd be nice to see what other people struggle with or what they think. But I think I'm going to stick with Canon for now. But certainly, I'm not going to kid you. I've even thought about going to Leica. I've looked at just going to something like the Leica, Q or Q2 or Q3, just getting rid of everything and having one camera, one lens. For those of you who may not know what that is, the Leica, Q system, is basically a 28mm lens. For lack of a better term, we'll call it a point and shoot. It's not really that, but it's super high end, about $6,000 for a new one. That is full frame. The Q is 24 megapixels. The Q2 is 47 megapixels, and the latest release, the Q3, is 60 megapixels. But it's just one lens, one small camera to carry around. Not sure I want to do that, but certainly have given that some thought as well. But again, leave some comments down below. Let me know what you think, or how you deal with this kind of situation. It'd be greatly appreciated. But until we see you again, stay safe.